Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and ghouls. Tonight a tale of mystery, death, and Pokemon, of all things. Tonight's story was written anonymously and posted to the internet far before the days of Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, and certainly before the days of Pokemon Black and White. The tale you're about to hear has been debated for years as to whether or not it is valid or just fake. It's quite convincing, but on the other hand, it seems kind of fascinating that such a game would exist. It certainly inspired the likes of Pokemon Lost Silver, which I read for you about 5 Halloweens ago. It is debated that tonight's story was the original found game creepypasta, and so sit back, try to relax, and enjoy tonight's creepy tale of the original Pokemon Black. I'm what you would call a collector of bootleg Pokemon games. Pokemon Diamond, Jade, Chaos Black, games like those. It's amazing the frequency with which you can find them at pawn shops, Goodwill, flea markets, They're generally pretty fun, even if they are unplayable, which they often are. The mistranslations, the poor quality, make them unintentionally humorous. But, I've been able to find most of the ones that I've played online, but there's still one that I haven't seen any mention of. And I bought it at a flea market about 5 years ago. Here's a picture of the cartridge, in case anyone recognizes it. Unfortunately, when I moved 2 years ago, I lost the game, so I can't really provide you with any screenshots. I apologize. The game started out with the familiar Nidorino and Gengar intro of Pokemon Red and Blue version. However, the press start screen had been significantly altered. Red was there, but the Pokemon did not cycle through. It also said Black version under the Pokemon logo. Upon selecting New Game, the game started the Professor Oak speech, and it quickly became evident that the game was essentially Pokemon Red. After selecting your starter, if you looked at your Pokemon, you had, in addition to Bulbasaur, Charmander, or Squirtle, another Pokemon. Its name was Ghost. The Pokemon was level 1. It had the sprite of the ghosts that are encountered in Lavender Town before you obtain a Self Scope. It had one attack, Curse. Now, I know that there's a real move called Curse, but the attack didn't exist in Generation 1, so it appears it was hacked in. Defending Pokemon were unable to attack Ghost. It would just say they were too scared to move. When the move Curse was used in battle, the screen would just cut to black. The cry of the defending Pokemon could be heard in a distorted way, and it played at a much lower pitch than normal. The screen would then reappear, and the defending Pokemon would be gone. If used in a battle against a trainer, when the Pokeballs representing their Pokemon would appear in the corner, they would have one fewer Pokeball. I'm assuming the implication was that the Pokemon was killed. What's even stranger is that after defeating a trainer and seeing Red receive $200 for winning, the battle commands would appear again. If you selected Run, the battle would end as it normally would. You could also select Curse, and if you did, upon returning to the overworld, the trainer's sprite would be gone. After leaving and re-entering the area, the spot where the trainer had been would be replaced with a tombstone, like the ones that you see in Lavender Town. The move Curse was not usable in all instances. It would fail against ghost Pokemon. It would also fail if it was used against trainers that you would have to face again, such as your rival or Giovanni. It was usable in your final battle against them, however. I just figured this was a gimmick of the game, allowing you to use previously captured ghosts, and because Curse made them so easy, I essentially used it throughout the whole adventure. The game changed quite a bit, however, after defeating the Elite Four. After viewing the Hall of Fame, which consisted of Ghost and a couple of very underleveled Pokemon, the screen cut to black. A box appeared with the words, "Many years later." Then it cut to Lavender Town. An old man was standing, looking at tombstones. You then realize that this man was your character. He was Red. The man moved at only half of your normal walking speed. You no longer had any Pokemon with you, not even Ghost, who up to this point had been impossible to remove from your party through disposing it in the PC. The overworld was entirely empty. There were no people at all. There were still the tombstones of the trainers that you used Curse on, however. And you could pretty much go anywhere in the overworld at this point. Though your movement was limited by the fact that you had no Pokemon to use HMs. And regardless of where you went, the music of Lavender Town continued on an infinite loop. While wandering for a while, I found that if you go through Diglett's cave, one of the cuttable bushes that normally blocks the path on the other side is no longer there, allowing you to advance and return to Pallet Town. Upon entering your house and going to the exact tile where you started the game, the screen would cut to black. Then a sprite of a Caterpie appeared, and then it was replaced by a Weedle, and then a Pidgey. I soon realized, as the Pokemon progressed from Rattata to Blastoise, that all these Pokemon that I had used Curse on, they were being shown in front of me. After the end of my rival's team, a youngster appeared, and then a bug catcher. These were the trainers I had cursed. Throughout the sequence, the Lavender Town music was still playing, but it was slowly decreasing in pitch. By the time your rival appeared on screen, it was more than a demonic rumble. Another cut to black. A few moments later, the battle screen suddenly appeared. Your trainer sprite was now that of an old man, the same one who teaches you how to catch a Pokemon in Viridian City. Ghost appeared on the other side along with the words, "Ghost wants to fight." Now, you couldn't use items and you had no Pokemon. If you tried to run, you couldn't escape. Your only option was to fight. Using fight would immediately cause you to struggle, which didn't affect Ghost, but would chip off a bit of your own HP. When it was Ghost's turn to attack, it would simply not say anything. Eventually, when your HP reached a critical point, Ghost would finally use Curse, and the screen would cut to black a final time. Regardless of the buttons you press, you were permanently stuck at that black screen. At this point, the only thing you could do was turn the Game Boy off. When you played again, New Game was the only option. The game had erased the file. I played through this hack game many, many times, and every time the game ended with this sequence. Several times, I didn't use Ghost at all, though he was impossible to remove from the party. In these cases, it did not show any Pokemon or trainers, and it would simply cut to the climatic battle against Ghost. I'm not really sure what the motives were behind the creator of this hack. I mean, it wasn't widely distributed, so it probably wasn't for monetary gain, but it was very well done for a bootleg. It seems as though the creator was maybe trying to convey a message, though it seems I'm the sole receiver of this message. I'm not even entirely sure what it was. The inevitability of death? The playlistness of it all? Perhaps he was simply trying to morbidly inject death and darkness into a children's game. And regardless, this children's game, it's made me think a lot. And it's made me cry.